On behalf of Samarth Group of Institution and College of Engineering, myself Professor Shingote SN, currently working as an assistant professor. Today, we all are connected online to listen and learn new innovative things regarding web technologies. So, heartily welcome today's speaker, Mr. Arbaaz Bhatti sir, and very thankful for accepting our invitation. So Bhatti sir is currently working in IT sector at Infinity X Pune as a web developer. Sir has a very good knowledge about different web technologies. Sir has a very good command on scripting language. So without wasting time, I will like request to Bhatti sir, you can carry the session. So Arbaz,
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the
yes, yes.
introduction.
Okay.
So, hello, friends. Starting with the introduction, myself, Arbaaz Bhatti. So, I'm as a process associate at the Affinity X. So, today's lecture is gonna web technology. The topic will be the web technology. Am I audible to all of you? Is my voice clear?
Yes, yes, yes. Voice is clear.
Okay, thank you so much. So, today's our lectures is gonna web technology. I'll start my screen sharing. Can you see all of you? Can you see my screen? Hello.
Yes, yes, screen is visible. You can continue.
Okay. So first of all, learning about the web technologies. Do anyone have the idea regarding what is web technology? Anyone from us? Anyone? No one? Okay, we shall continue. So what is web technology? Web technology is used for connecting the web pages to the internet. As we all of us know, that the computer doesn't understand the language we understand. It understands the languages in the codes. It is in the binary codes, which a human cannot understand directly. So we need something, the scripting languages and the program developing languages like the PHPs, HTML, CSS. These are the languages, markup languages, which are used for developing the web pages. So web technology is the technology which connects the web pages and which is used to connect the web pages to the internet and the online platform. So this is all about the web technology. Like it's in order to make the website look and function a certain way, it's used different languages. So the three core languages for developing a web pages are HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Everything, all the other applications are based on of these languages. The base native languages for all the other applications which we are going to study like the WordPress and everything are going to design by the all of these. So it's in a internet is essential platform which is used for the developing purposes. So web technology connects the web pages to the internet and is made available to all the different users all over the world. Am I clear regarding this? Everybody got the point? Did you have the basic idea like what is web technology now? Okay. Guys, can you please respond in yes or no so I can let you know that you are getting my points? Hello?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So all of the students just let me know anything you know to any doubt if you have regarding any ongoing topic, just let me know and just give the review in the yes or no that are you able to understand what I mean to say or not. So moving up to the next slide. we'll get to touch in the markup languages. Hello. Yes, Subham, are you saying anything? Okay, so moving forward to the markup languages. So what are the basic markup languages are? So markup languages are the languages in which the web is written. Hello. Subham, are you saying anything or shall I continue?
सर तुमचा आवाज नाही येत.
कोणाला आवाज नाही?
Hello. Am I audible now?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So
Just
basically,
wait for 1 minute.
okay.
हाँ, आवाज नहीं आ रहा है क्या किसी को? Yes.
That is what I am asking. If I am not audible, please let me know.
Okay, you can continue.
Okay. So basically what the markup languages are is the language in which the web is written. Web in sense the web pages. The web pages which have been designed are the markup languages. The most common markup languages is HTML, which uses the text and everything to design a web page. So the markup languages are the human readable. So the human can design, the developer or the designer uses these markup languages and designs the web pages, and they can give the all of these notes and whatever they want to present in web pages are done by the markup languages. The first of all, if we come for the markup languages, is the hypertext markup languages, which we are learning from their childhood. All of us know what is hypertext markup language, HTML. So it's the primary language in the web development. If we start anything regarding the web development, the first primary language which comes regarding the web developing or web designing is the hypertext markup language. We can say it is a native language which is used for developing any web pages. Anyone can use these languages and can have a developed web page. So what is an HTML? If we go by the definition, it's the conventional markup language used to create and edit web pages and web applications. So basically what HTML is it does the designing of the web pages. The user designs the web pages using HTML, like it's upon the client's request regarding what you have to create, like it should be a form, it should be a web pages or website. Anything can be created by the HTML. So it consists of different elements like the opening text and the closing text. There are some of the text which don't have the closing text like break, and all of us know that there's a something there are text which doesn't require the breaking text, which includes the break or the italic, like some of these are the some example of text which don't require any closing text. So the main content, the main start is done by the HTML tag and it should end with the forward slash. So the HTML tags and all the contents are written in between these two tags from the HTML, and this ending is the forward slash HTML. After moving forward, the head text comes. In the head text, what the headers should be mentioned are written in the head text. And if we are applying the CSS, it's the cascading style sheets. So if we are applying any designs, any effects using the CSS, most of the websites and web pages are given the designs and extra features like for the design for the viewer purpose are given by CSS. So if we are using the external CSS, the text should be maintained, the codes and the link are given and been written in the head text. So moving forward, the main content of the web pages. So what should be included in the web pages are written in the body copy. It's the main content of the web pages. It include link, para, headings, images, hyperlinks, all of the things, the main content of the web pages are been written in the body copy. So did you got all of this? A basic idea regarding what HTML is? So next, moving forward, uh, commonly used tags H1 to H6 tags. These are the tags which are used for giving the heading. The H1 is the largest and the H6 is the smallest. So regarding the web pages, regarding the content and the size of the web page, how much of the size should be given to the heading can be defined by the user or the developer as per the convenience and as per the greater look. He can give any size from H1 to H6 for the heading, but the main heading should always be greater than the subheadings. So if the title of the page is S6 and the subheading is H1, it's very unusual and it's not a great thing and a not great options for developing a website. So the main heading should always be greater than the subheadings or the ending points. So please remember, if you are developing any websites, if you're using a header tag, if you're using the heading size, just make it sure that for the main heading, you use any sizes which is greater but not the lower one. Moving next to the para, it's the P tag which is enclosed in the bars. So it's like if you write any para in the your web pages, if you want any text documents you want to write, you use the paragraph tag. Paragraph tag basically used for writing the only the paragraph. It only includes the word file, only the text files. Next, moving forward, italic is the font style. If you want some text to highlight, we can make it italic by just using the itext. This is also a non we don't need to have any end tag for this. It can only be written simply like I, and we can continue with the text. Moving next, it's the B. It's using for bold. If you want to highlight any copy or make it bold, we can use this tag. Moving next, the A tag. A tag is the anchor tag which is used to create the hyperlinks. The hyperlinks can be text or either it can also be a image. We can create image, text, audio, video, whatever we are not do. We need the anchor tag and we can make it a hyperlink. So UL and LI is a unordered list and the ordered list. For the bullet points which you need to mention in the website or the web pages, if there is an unordered list, we use the UL, and if it's the ordered list, we use OL. So LI is nothing but the listings. Like if you unordered list, we use the UL tag, and all the bullet mentions are by mentions by LI, starting with LI and ending with the /LI. So doc time, it defines what type of document of the web page is. The next is the exclamation and the dash dash, which allow you to insert the comment. When you need to have the multiple line comments, we add this tag and can have all the comments for the designers, so he can remember what is the purpose of the docs, or if he has any issues regarding if he is not completing in a day. So the certain comments are being added, so which is it much easy if the another designer is designing that web page, so he can get the understanding of what the code has been written for. The next is the image tag. The image tag is used for inserting an image on the web page, and the break text is used to give a break between the body copies. Okay, am I clear up to here? Okay, so moving next, the HTML major versions. So major versions for the HTML, like from the start up till yet, we have 5 versions. So first of all, the first version was HTML 2.0, which was being published in the 1995. So it was the first HTML version which was being developed by the developers, and it was being used for designing the web pages. So there were some limitations regarding the web page in the HTML 2.0, which was being incurred in the HTML 3.2, which was being published in the first era of 1997, which used the RAC systems for developing. So everything which has been developed doesn't have the all access, like there were some limitations which was being developed in the beta version. So the beta version for the next one was the HTML 4.0, which was being published in the 97. It includes all the things. It give the many access to the designers and the developers. It includes multiple things like the for developing the web pages, multiple access was being given by the HTML4, but they still then there was a limitation in the HTML 4.0, which was been incurred in the XHTML, which is published in 2000. XHTML is nothing but the XML. It's a high extensible markup language, which is a server-side written languages, and it gave more clarity and the more enhancement for the developer to gain his end in designing things. The next and the current version, the most updated version which are using nowadays in the industries and everything are the HTML 5.0, which has been published in the year 2014. So HTML 5.0 is the latest version for the HTML which we are using in the industries and the companies right now. So the further concept for the WordPress which we are going to learn about it in the today's topic is basically based on this HTML 5.0 and the PHP. So it's the basic and it's the most used languages for nowadays in the developing purposes. Moving on next, hypertext transfer protocol. So as we all know that a computer cannot connect or a system that directly do not connect to the internet. If it requires anything web pages are being developed for the websites, but they physically the computer is not connected to the internet. So there's are some protocols which have been defined and which are used for connecting the web pages to the World Wide Web. So it is the HTTP. HTTP is the hypertext transfer protocol. It's used by www, that is World Wide Web. So it's determined how messages are formatted and transmitted. It also directs web server and browser to what actions they should take in reactions to several commands. When open in the browser, a URL and using HTTP, the web server directs to and transmit the requested web page based on HTTP command that is sent. Like that, for the HTTP protocols, we do have the two methods which are get and post. So based on the which methods is being used in the protocol, the protocols defines and transmits the data given by the user on the server side. So it's using this protocol, we can connect the clients to the server and the web server will provide the request done by the user on the user's end. So it's the protocol used for connecting user to the server. Next, we're going to learn is for the cascading style sheets. Cascading style sheets or CSS. It's a style sheet language set by W3C, its World Wide Web Consortium, and used to edit the visual presentation of the web pages. So it's give the enhancement and the web developer can have multiple styles and layouts for their web pages for to be given, and for the visual look, CSS is being used to give all of these animations, anything, any effects given by the web pages. Mostly it's done using CSS. So CSS is basically a styling sheet which is used by the developer to enhance the web pages and give a fresh and a very eye-catching look for the web pages. Any web pages need to be an eye-catching so the users get attracted toward it by looking and all the formatting. So there are more and more numbers of people just get encouraged and attracted towards the web pages. So this is the basic and the main thing which is being used. CSS, it's always been used and is also in the practical life. If we talk about the practical things, nowadays also
Don't leave the meeting. Just wait for 5 minutes.
थैंक यू बोलना बच गया था क्या नेटवर्क नहीं रह रहा क्या यहाँ पर?
Yes. Yes, Arbaaz, you can continue.
Okay, sir. Sorry, I got disrupted because of some of the issues with the system. Apologies. Sinkoto sir, can you please enable my screen sharing?
Yes, you are already post. You can share the screen.
No, it's been disabled.
Okay, just wait for 1 minute.
Okay.
Now just check it.
Okay, now I'm able to share.
Okay, so continue.
Okay, so sorry friends, I got disrupted due to some internal issue with the system. Moving on, we were talking regarding the cascading style sheets, which is CSS. Is the style sheet language which is used for giving the visual presentation and edit the appearance of the web pages on the websites. So CSS allow the web developers to isolate a web page content and visual style in separate document and give it a better page layout control. So it's generally linked up to the HTML and the XML page, and it's used for giving the visual appearance for the web pages. It's make the website more engaging and the more attractive and a fresh look for the systems, so which can attract more of the users to the website. So there are different type of CSS styles we're going to learn further. So the basic threes are, there are three types of CSS styles. It's inline, internal, and the external. So internal inline styles, it adds a style to the single element on the page just by placing a style tag after the element which is used to be style. So if we don't want to have the style to the entire page, or if you want to give a style to a single tag or single element in the web page, if we are gonna use the inline style. Inline, most of us prefers the external styles because we are not gonna use a single element a single time. There's a multiple time is gonna be used, and we don't have so much of time. So single elements has to be given the style. So the next, which comes in the actions, is the internal styles. Create a style for single document and it's stored in the head of HTML document. So for like if you wanna have the tags which are being defined to given a style, so we mention it in the style tag with the starting and ending tag, and it is being placed in the header section. So in the header section, all of these comments, like for example, it's here body background color is a white, then H2 color equals to blue. So for that, right now, when we use these systems, for in the body copy, the body background color will be white. And whenever the H2 tag is being used, the color of the text will be blue. So it's the internal style. Next come is the external style sheets. It exists in the separate document for the HTML, allowing for better organization of style and structure. So the drawbacks for the first two, like inline and internal, is it can only be used for the single web page. Like if I mention the inline style and internal style in a single tag, it can only be used for that particular web page and only for that particular element. But if I'm gonna use the external style sheets, so I can have a styling context regarding it, like which body color should be given to the text, what are the font sizes, what are the font styles, images should be placed in the which shapes, and what are the hyperlink should define everything. So in sheet, we use an document in which the hello, am I audible?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. So in the external states, we mention all the different style tags and which we want to give to the web pages. So we define in a different web pages. Then the URL is been linked with the HTML pages. In the header section, we give the URL for the web page. and the style sheet is being applied to the particular web page. The benefit of using the external states is that we can use the same single styling sheet with the different multiple pages. So multiple pages can have a link for that particular page, and all these styles can be applied to the different web pages. So it's make the developer more efficient and more time saving, and time, it doesn't have a time consuming process like a single set of his where styling sheet is being done, and he can apply to the multiple web pages. Creating easy is for the developer as well as he time saving. So the most of us prefer the external style sheets because it can be marked up and this can be linked up with most of the web pages, and we can have a time saving and it is web developing contents. Coming to the scripting sides, as we all know, there are two types in which this scriptings are being done. One is the client side scripting, another is the server side scripting. So moving forward to the client side scripting, client side scripting is a thing. It's referred to the computer programs that are executed by the user web browser instead of a web server. So it's the client side scripting refers to the thing which are being encrypted and which are being performed on the web browser itself. It doesn't need any server to handle the request by the user. The browser can automatically detect and it can be given the all the responses by the browser itself. So there is no need of the server in the client side scripting. All the execution is done by the web browser regardless of the web server. It doesn't require any additional software on the server side, but instead utilize the user web browser to understand scripting language in which it is written. So like the client side scripting, as we all know, the machine doesn't understand the scripting language. It understands the binary language. So the conversion is done by the browser itself regardless of the server. Looking forward to the server side scripting is a technique which used in the web development in which script on the web server which produces a unique response. So it is a server side scripting. The script is done on the server. The main advantage for the server side scripting is the user doesn't get anything regarding the codes. Like if someone peeps into our code and tries to copy or the hacks or something like or a web contents, so he can't get any content. If it's the client side scripting, we need to mention everything and the web pages are stored on the system, so the hacker anyone can easily have the access for the web pages. But if it's on the server side scripting, everything the scripts are being run on the web servers and it's on the web server. So the person or the trooper, we can say, which is peeping in our website documents cannot have the access to the web servers. And it's also the dynamic side scripting, so that we can have dynamic, like which changes with the time can be done with the server side scripting. Combination technologies. When both of the technologies, client side and server side, collectively build a web page is known as the web applications. So it's like combination technologies are the combination of the client side server and the server side scripting. When both of the sides are used, it's a combination technologies, and it's also known as a web application. So like the application can manage user interaction, security, and help improve performance between the client and the server. So using the combination technologies, the thing which are to be mentioned on the client side, the codes which are runs on the client sides, as well as the response from the server side, both are being maintained, and the applications use the user interaction, that is the UI. The security is being given using this, and it's includes anything from the stores to instant messaging service, as long both and server and client side execute script to achieve a common goal in unison. Unison means in the combination is the synonym for the combination, like when the client and the server both reaches for the same thing, and is given the request by the clients to the server. When both of this client and server executes the same script for the same, then it's been giving the common goal. So all of you got the basic ideas for what's the client side and the server side, HTML and CSS. Any doubt regarding it? All of you got the points? Guys, give us some reactions that I am able to know that you are hearing and you are getting my points or something. You can just give us the reactions. Okay, no response from the your sides. Shall I move on? So moving forward, uh, PHP. PHP is a hypertext preprocessor. It's a server-side scripting language, and it's a powerful tool for making dynamic and interactive web pages. When I talk about dynamic means which changes according to the user's request, like the multiple for the static things, when the defined thing is mentioned, it doesn't changes as per the request. But if you want to make the dynamic web pages and interactive, so we are using a server-side scripting. And for the development purpose, most of us use the PHPs, like it's engraved with the HTML tag. It's engraved with the HTML body copy, and we use it for creating the interactive web pages. It's a widely used, free and efficient alternative to ASP. So PHP 7 is the latest stable version for the PHP. So more on PHP, it's used for designing the web pages. So the dynamic like of the web pages are being designed by the HTML, but when it's come to the dynamic web pages, it's PHP comes into the action. So the forms like actions and everything for the web pages is done by the PHP. In the PHP, we develop the dynamic web pages and give it a interactive look, and it's used to connect to the server. So when a user provides a request for the form, most for probably for the forms and the like the e-commerce websites, PHP is very beneficial because every user, different users has his own request, and for that particular and with the dynamic things, it make changes with the time and the user's request. So it's very beneficial using the PHP. Now we got to learn for the WordPress is. So this is the thing, WordPress is an application and the PHP which we are using in our industries for developing the web pages. So PHP is our own backend, and the for all the front end we are using the WordPress is. WordPress also uses PHP to develop the web pages. Is a very easy tool and it's very interactive tool for creating the websites. It's have a very user friendly and very accessible and easy to understand language, and the WordPress is applications which is very easy to understand and make the interactive web pages. So we're gonna learn more today for the WordPress. So what the WordPress is? WordPress is an open source content management system which allows the users to build dynamic websites and blogs. WordPress is the most popular blogging system on the web and allow updating, customizing, and managing the website from its backend, CMSs, and component. So what getting to the point, WordPress is, so it's a content management system which allows the users to build dynamic websites and the blogs. So there's a multiple plugins in the WordPress is. So using that WordPress is, plugins in the WordPress, the user can create a website for the blogging system. So it has multiple inputs, like there's a general settings, then the add comment, we can make someone author, we can make the give the security purpose, which who can access the contents of the website, who can only give the responses to the customers, and like on the users and what are the requests provided. So it can be handled by the admin who the WordPress, we can define how many admins we want in the website, what are the content visible to the user, and what are the access given to the admin, what are access should be given to a blog writer. So all of this can be given by the WordPresses. So WordPress is basically is a content management system in which we can have the different management thing, like there are multiple plugins and multiple themes. So it has its own market. Using the market, there are different layouts and different themes which have been provided. Simple, there's a drag and drop thing in the WordPress. Whichever text or whichever tag we want to use in a website, we can simply just drag it from the toolbar provided and get it into our systems. So there are multiple themes provided in the WordPress, like the Beaver theme, and most probably the Beaver theme which we are using. So most of the contents is done by the theme, like what are the backgrounds should be given to the websites, what are the contents, how the content should be managed, how it should be provided. So everything can be given in the markets itself. It has multiple different types of themes and templates. So we don't have to uh, make it and code for the single and each and everything. So with the WordPress open sources, we don't need to categorize, or we don't need to have the code for single and each and every tag regardingly. It is just a drag and drop and ease to access content management system, which we can use using the different templates provided in the different designs. Just a second, guys. Hello, am I audible now?
Yes.
Okay. Moving back to the WordPress, like there are multiple settings in the WordPress, which are like general settings, writing setting, reading, discussion, media, permalink, and the plugin. So in the general settings, we defined who can the admin be, what are the root users ID and the passwords for the websites. In the writing settings, we have the setting for the writing for the blogs and the contents of the websites, which are like what the bloggers have the access, what the admins have the access, and what the reader have the access. In the reading settings, similarly, just we don't have the access for writing and anything. The main thing in the permalink is here. The permalink settings, which the web URL which has been given to the website. So the web URL is being mentioned in the permalink, and it's the dynamic link, so it can be given to the websites. Most time the plugin settings. In the plugin, we have the different settings like which themes, which layouts is to be added. So there are multiple categories in the WordPress, like it's have the categories for adding, editing, deleting, and arranging the contents. So when we use the add category, it's used for adding the contents to the website or the blogs to the website. So adding is very easy. Just use the adding category, and what the mention in the things in the add category is been mentioned in the web pages and the web bloggings. Coming forward to the edit category. When it comes to the edit category, in the edit category, it's like for some of the contents need to be edited after the writing. So it's done by the admin or by the blogger at by their ends. The admin and the bloggers have the access for the writing, which have been given by the root persons, which is the admin. So the admins have the passwords which has been shared to the bloggers. If we can want to give the access, it's given by them. Next, when there comes into delete category, if there is any offense in the website pages or anything like for the forms, when the users are submitting the form, if there's any offensive contents which are not good for the websites and which cannot be shared, can be deleted using this category. uh, where for posting the websites and any things, we have the same contents like edit, add, delete, preview, and publish. These are the things done for the post. When we are writing any post in the WordPress, these are the 5 major plugins which we have been using for doing the website. So if we want to add any post for the website, we can just use the add post, and all the context is being written in the add post and it's get posted on the website. After adding, we can need to, if we need to have anything regarding it, we can edit using the edit post. After editing and adding, we need to preview the post. we need to preview the post, what's is been mentioned and how it's going to look on the websites. After the final preview is done, we can publish the post on our website. Similarly, for the web pages, we have the same thing which can be done with the web pages. Like if on a multiple web pages, we can add in the same manner. So there is the appearance for the websites. Main major thing here comes is the theme management. When we have multiple themes in the WordPress, and when it's come to the theme management, we can have multiple themes in the web pages. Like I mentioned it earlier, there are multiple plugins for the theme. So when we use the theme, the whole theme is applied to the websites. Like if you want to use a website and we like something from the which is already been developed, we can use the theme for the particular website and have it applied to our website using the source code with some little changes in the websites. So that's all the basic knowledge regarding the WordPress. Next, moving forward, it comes with a Bootstrap. Bootstrap is generally a framework for developing responsive mobile first website. It's a HTML, CSS, and JavaScript framework for developing the web pages. Like when we design a web page, the user or the developer design it in on-site on the laptop or anything on the device which you have been using. But all of these styles aren't applied when we are using it in other systems. Like if I applied the different layouts and different backgrounds and videos, audios, most of the things which aren't supported by the mobile devices or the tabs aren't visible in the website. So Bootstrap come in action at that time of period. It's the device, it's the framework which enables and which gives enhancement for designing skills. Like it can make the enhancement and designings which is responsive and which will have all the same look for the mobile, for the tabs and the laptops. So all of the devices which the user has been using can have the same design and layout and the view when the eye-catching look which is being given by the user. So it's used for giving the fresh look for the all of these systems used by the users. So using Bootstrap, user can have the look which has been in the laptop itself, and all of the things which are run supported by the systems like mobiles and all are getting been. You can also view that website and all that content which have been designed has been viewed using Bootstrap. So that's all regarding on my side. Anything else you need to know regarding any questions for this today's topic? Any question regarding anything you can ask?
Hello.
Yes, sir.
There is one question from student side in
Yeah.
chat box. Is it possible to make changes in backend?
Like if you are using the WordPress, you do can make the changes in the backend. It's also done by the backend side. Can I get a more clarity like on the backend for what you are using PHP or WordPress?
Sir, using PHP.
Okay. So completely like developing a thing in the PHP itself.
Hello, sir.
Hello. Just let me know your question. What the questions actually is,
Sir, we can make the changes in PHP code
right?
to. Hello.
Yes, yes. I am. Yeah. Hello.
हा सर आपण चेंजेस जो पीएचपीचा कोड असतो किंवा बूटस्ट्रॅपचा जो कोड असतो त्यामध्ये आपण चेंजेस करू शकतो का?
Yes, like if you are the host or you if you are writing like you if you are the admin for the website, then you can have the access and then you have the access for changing. If you are the user end and if you are looking at the user end side, you don't have any access for changing at the back end. But if you are a developer and if you has been developed by you, it can be changed multiple times at the back end. If you think something is unusual or inefficient for the websites, you can have the source code change in the PHP. Did you got
Okay,
it?
sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Any else? Anything else?
Yes, student have any question? Please ask the question.
Anything regarding any topics that we to discuss today? So no doubt, so all of you did got all my points, like what's the web technology and what are these are the minimal technology I have been discussing today. Web technology is very vast field and there are multiple frameworks which have been used. This is from my end, like today's basic things which I would let you know. There are multiple things for the developing websites and everything. WordPress is one of them. Bootstrap is also one of them. There are multiple other frameworks like jQuery. Other than that, then we have the Ruby. There are these are also the most popular framework which have been using in the different websites and at the different commercial places. So these are just one of them. I am not including all of them, and these are not it. It's a very vast field and we can have very vast things. These are some of the examples and some of the applications of the particular one.
Hello.
Yes.
Arbaaz, can you just differentiate GSP and JSF?
Pardon, sir.
JSP and JSF, Java Server Face Pages.
Okay. So basically, JSP, it's used to create the web applications like the servlet technology. Okay.
Okay.
And coming back to the GSF, it's the Java server faces. Like when the developer designs the dynamic web pages using the HTML, XML, it's done by this Java JSP. The JSP pages are on the servlets, and the JSF is just the framework that helps the developer designs the user interfaces from server-side applications. So the thing is, the backend like it's done in the JSP. The all the contents categorization and the management it's done by the JSP. It's on the request view. If we have something on the user requesting something, then the user should get to know it. It's done by the JSP. So the thing is, the backend like it's done how the user should get to know it. It's done by the JSF. So it's just the face and it provide the whatever I can say is the UI for the provided request. Anything else?
Hello,
Yes,
sir.
from students. Yes, yes.
Hello.
Yes.
Sir, difference between JavaScript and AngularJS.
So JavaScript is the dynamic scripting language which is used inculcated in the HTML for developing, and the AngularJS is the framework for using with the JavaScript to develop the dynamic when it's come on the server side end. So the AngularJS is the framework which is used with the JavaScript inculcated in the HTML, and it's used for developing the web pages on the servlets on the server side. So AngularJS importance plays the major role like for the frameworking and developing the UIs using with the JavaScript. So JavaScript is used for writing like the forms, and if you need create anything which are for example, if I want to create a feedback form and anything, I can develop a form and table in the JavaScript. But for making it on the server side, we need a framework which is done by the AngularJS.
Yes, any doubt, student? Yes, student. From student side, if you have any doubt, please ask the doubt. No. Okay. So within short period of time, Arbaaz sir give valuable knowledge regarding web technologies. So last but not least, it's time for vote of thanks. So I kindly thankful all audience for their participation. One more important person, our today's guest. Heartily thanks to Arbaaz Bhatti sir for a great informative session. We
Thank
would
you.
like to say thanks to Samartha management team, especially Secretary Honorable Vivek Shalke sir, Managing Trustee Sri Vallabhji Shalke sir, for giving a permission to organize different online activities during this pandemic situation. We would also like to say thanks to our principal sir, Dr. Anil Patil sir, HOD Borade sir, and administrative officer Professor Gadekar sir for their timely help. Once again, thank you. Thank you, Arbat sir.
Welcome. So welcome. Thank you
Okay.
all students for your cooperations. And then thank you also for giving this opportunity to share my view and
Okay,
have this
welcome.
valuable time with you. It's been good talking to all of you. Okay. Thank you everyone.